Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Thursday, the 9th of April. Pakistan court orders release of 2611 mastermind Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi. India's Satyam Computers founder sentenced to 7 years prison for fraud. And opium worth billions destroyed in southwest Pakistan. And now for all the details, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his three-nation visit to France, Germany and Canada on Thursday. The crucial trip is expected to focus on boosting trade and economic ties with the G7 industrialized countries. Our political editor Smita Prakash has more in this report.
The Prime Minister's three-nation, 9-day visit is the longest overseas tour that he has undertaken since coming into office 11 months ago. The Prime Minister's first engagement begins on the 10th when he meets with CEOs of French manufacturing companies and defense manufacturers. He then meets with President Francois Hollande, who will host a banquet in his honor. The two will then take a cruise down the River Seine. Prime Minister then leaves for Toulouse, where he will visit the Airbus facility. After that, he leaves for France and Germany.
As a rule of thumb, if you're going to important countries, you should, have discussions with, if you're going industrial area, you should have discussions with industry before you go.
Mr. Modi's focus in this three-nation tour will be to shore up as much FDI as possible for his pet projects such as Make in India, Clean India, Smart Cities project, and of course defense and infrastructure related activities.
We have a considerable economic interest in partnering with these countries. They are very relevant to a lot of our national development programs.
All the countries that he's visiting to are G7 developed industrialized nations. The Prime Minister hoping that cooperating with these countries will speeden up economic reforms in the country and create more jobs. Smita Prakash, South Asia Newsline in New Delhi.
India on Thursday registered strong protest against a Pakistani court order on releasing 2611 attack mastermind Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi. The Lahore High Court had earlier in the day accepted Lakhvi's plea of suspending his detention under Maintenance of Public Order Act. The court held his custody illegal and ordered his immediate release. Lakhvi has been in jail since December 2008 for plotting the deadly terror attack which killed 166 people. The Lashkar-e-Taiba commander was granted bail by an anti-terrorism court last December, citing prolonged delay in trial proceedings. He was, however, taken into detention immediately following strong protest from India. Despite the formation of a special court, there has been little progress in the trial of Lakhvi and 6 co-accused in the case. It's taken 6 years, but the verdict is finally out in what has been touted as India's Enron. A special court found all accused guilty in the country's biggest accounting scandal.
All 10 people accused, including Satyam Computers founder B. Ramalinga Raju, have been found guilty by a special court in southern Hyderabad. Mr. Raju has been sentenced to 7 years in jail, of which he's already served about 2 years and 8 months. He was also fined about $804,000. The collapse of Satyam Computers in 2009 cost shareholders more than $2 billion and rocked India's IT industry. The scam first came to light in January 2009 when Mr. Raju confessed in a letter to shareholders that he had been cooking the books for years. He admitted overstating the amount of debt owed to the company and understating its liabilities. Mr. Raju was arrested 2 days later along with his brother Rama Raju and others. They were charged with cheating, criminal conspiracy, forgery and breach of trust.
We welcome the decision. The due process of law has been followed and the guilty have been punished. This is a good lesson for those who manage corporate frauds. This should be a telling lesson for those who plan to cheat the nation and the exchequer.
The news is once again raising questions over corporate governance and accounting standards in the country. Critics have long said there are many loopholes in Indian corporate laws and its monitoring system.
This kind of scams not only break the confidence or the economic confidence within the country, but also end up costing many innocent people their life savings.
This is not the end of the saga, however. There's talk that convicted parties may lodge an appeal with the higher court, which could then take another couple of years to make a ruling. Avneet Arora, South Asia Newsline in New Delhi.
Retired government employees in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir are protesting against Islamabad's negative bias. After being denied pension for years, they're out in the streets against the rising oppression. Here's a report.
Age is no bar for them. The senior citizens of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or POK have taken upon themselves to demand their rights. Denied salaries and pensions for years, these elders are defying all odds of age and health to fight for their rights. Holding banners, they recently protested near the Assembly Secretariat, marching through capital Muzaffarabad, questioning the callous attitude of the government. Urging government to release their pension, the former government employees threatened to intensify the stir if their demands were not met.
मीडिया वालों से मैं कहता हूँ कि मेरी तरफ से ये पैगाम हमारी तरफ दे दें। ऐवानों में जो बैठे हुए हमारे ये बुजुर्ग, हमने बैठाए इनको, वो हमारे मुतालबात पूरे करो। अगर नहीं करोगे तो हम आपको ऐवानों में आसानी से नहीं बैठने देंगे ऐसे के लिए। ये याद रखो, ये मुल्क हमारा है, हम कोई इंतजार पैदा नहीं करने चले। ये आपके बाप दादे हैं, इनसे मिलो, इनके मुतालबात पूरे करो, इनके मामलात को हल करो।
They also blamed the government propped up by Islamabad for giving away whatever little funds are available to people from outside the region.
हम कोई सियासी जमात बनाने नहीं आए यहाँ, हम सिर्फ अपने हक के लिए आए। हम ये बूढ़े, ये वालों में जो बैठे हैं, इनको शर्म नहीं आती है? इनको शर्म नहीं आती है? ये हमारे वोटों से इलेक्ट होकर यहाँ आए। इनको यहाँ आना चाहिए, इन सबको यहाँ आना चाहिए। हमें सुनना चाहिए कि ये क्या कर रहे हैं बूढ़े।
With a ban on private enterprises, no new jobs are created in POK. The burgeoning inflation and spiraling poverty has also heightened the woes of locals.
The Pakistan Supreme Court has formed a 3-member commission to investigate the alleged vote rigging during the 2013 general elections. Cricketer turned politician Imran Khan had last year held protest in Pakistan accusing Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif of electoral fraud.
Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Nasirul Mulk, will head a 3-member judicial commission to probe alleged rigging during the 2013 general elections. The other 2 members include Justice Ejaz Afzal Khan and Justice Amir Hani Muslim. The commission will be tasked to look into whether any kind of fraud had happened during the elections as accused by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chief Imran Khan. Though no time frame has been set to submit its report, it is expected to be filed in next 45 days. Reacting to the announcement, Khan said he will welcome whatever the outcome of the probe is.
सबको पता चल जाएगा, 6 हफ्ते के अंदर रिजल्ट आ जाएगा, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा। अगर जुडिशियल कमीशन क्लियर करती है, हम खुद जाके मुबारक देंगे कि ये असेंबली लेजिटिमेट है, और अगर नहीं तो री इलेक्शन हो जाएगा।
Khan had from August to December last year held a 126-day sit-in demonstration in Islamabad demanding judicial probe into vote rigging. He had accused that the election, whose results were swept away by Prime Minister Sharif's Pakistan Muslim League with a historic majority, was marred with fraud.
In one of the biggest opium busts in Pakistan, authorities have destroyed nearly 500 acres of poppy plantation in southwestern Balochistan. The region around Pakistan-Afghanistan border is one of the world's largest producers of opium.
Pakistani paramilitary troops acting on a tip-off about illegal opium cultivation in the area have so far destroyed crops worth billions in the international market. Authorities said the operation will continue until an estimated 1,500 acres of opium plantation in the area is busted.
हमें फीडबैक ये मिली थी कि यहाँ पे तकरीबन 1000 से 1500 एकड़ के दरमियान काश्त मौजूद है। पिछले महीने की 25 तारीख को काम शुरू किया गया और अब तक अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमने तकरीबन 467 एकड़ जो है ना उसको हमने तल्फ कर दिया है और इस हिसाब से अगर देखें तो अनदर 15-20 डेज हम इस सारी को तल्फ करेंगे।
Pakistani provinces of Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which share border with Afghanistan, are some of the hotbeds of opium cultivation in the region. Locals blame the lack of other income sources as reason behind people turning towards these illegal crops.
सहूलियात नहीं है, रोड नहीं है, बिजली नहीं है, ट्यूबवेल नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है। तो ये लोग सिर्फ रोजगार को वो करने के लिए ये चीज़ें इस्तेमाल करते हैं।
Pakistan produces an estimated $6 to $8 billion worth opium annually. It is second only to neighboring Afghanistan in volume of global opium production. Despite the Pakistan government officially declaring the country opium-free in 2002, Pakistan is also one of the top nations in per capita heroin consumption. It is also one of the biggest transit points of the opium and hashish trade from Afghanistan to rest of the world.
The gun attack in eastern Afghanistan, which killed the US service personnel, could have been an insider attack, authorities have said. The shootout on Wednesday had also left an Afghan soldier dead.
Afghan police authorities on Thursday rejected reports of a verbal fight between the NATO and Afghan forces, resulting in the shooting that killed a US soldier. They, however, confirmed that it was an Afghan National Army soldier that opened fire at NATO troops.
په منځ کې متقابل ډزې وسوې چې د ملي اردو هغه عسکر چې پر امریکایانو فیرونه کړي وه هغه یو پیکا ماشیندار ته ناست و په مقابل کې د امریکا د ایساف ځواکونو لخوا څخه هم فیرونه وسوه چې په نتیجه کې هماغه د ملي اردو یو ساتونکی ووژل سو او دوه نور بریدمنان یې زخمیان دي او د ایساف د ځواکونو د سرتیرو د مرګ ژوبلې دقیقه پته نشته.
The incident happened in Jalalabad, the provincial capital of Nangarhar, a short while after a high-profile meeting between security officials and provincial governor. Some 4 others were reportedly injured in the subsequent fire exchange, which also killed the assailant. Though the number of attacks has come down in the recent times, NATO troops have regularly come under insider attacks in Afghanistan. Currently, there are some 9,800 US troops in the country as part of a 2-year training mission known as Resolute Support.
They say music knows no limits, and artists are said to be the best messengers traversing boundaries. Take a look at how the tunes of this maestro echoed through the corridors on the other side of the border.
It was a night to remember for people of Varanasi. As India's northern holy city played host to Pakistani singer Ghulam Ali, the event was worth reckoning. The legendary artist's performance as part of a music festival at a Hindu temple attracted aficionados from all across India. Ali's singing gave the most appropriate opening to the 92nd edition of the annual event. The music icon's style and variations of blending Hindustani classical music with Urdu couplets has been held unique by his counterparts.
उर्दू सीखने से एक तो वाकई तहजीब आती है और एक सुर भी साथ आता है. अगर सुर बीच में हो, गॉड गिफ्टेड भी चीज़ें हैं, ये अल्लाह की तरफ से भी हैं, लेकिन सीखने से और आदमी साफ सुथरा हो जाता है.
The musical fiesta is known for hosting renowned Hindustani classical vocal artists and music maestros from neighboring countries in the past. Hundreds of Ali's fans said the way to hear their favorite singer was worth it this year.
गुलाम अली जी ने तो रंग जमा दिया बिल्कुल. उनके शेर वगैरह बहुत ही सुंदर थे और बस बहुत एंजॉय किया.
Ali is considered one of the best ghazal singers of his era. He is popular not just in India and Pakistan, but also in countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, apart from the South Asian diaspora, in the US, the UK and the Middle Eastern countries.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Pakistan court orders release of 2611 mastermind Zakir Rehman Lakhvi. India's Satyam Computers founder sentenced to 7 years prison for fraud. An opium worth billions destroyed in southwest Pakistan. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.